Hey everybody, Glyne here, and it is time for this week's Leadership Truth, which is crappy feedback can be ignored. Crappy feedback can be ignored. Okay, what do I mean by crappy feedback? I don't mean crappy as in it made you feel crappy. I mean, it's just shitty feedback. Like, it's not helpful, it's not useful, it's not giving you anything you can work with. That kind of feedback, park it and go. In my experience, one of the places this really struck home for me was when I used to be a classroom trainer back in the day. And I used to really ruminate when I got, like, on the smile sheets, bad scores. And they were typically from the participants in the classroom that didn't want to be there. They'd been sent, nobody wanted them. They were not interested in any of the work that we were doing. And I was trying to pull them through. They basically messed up the experience for everybody else in the room. I used to ruminate on that feedback until I suddenly started to think about the fact that, why am I listening to these people? I had great responses from everybody else, yet I'm putting all this energy into this crappy feedback that was really more to do with where that person was coming from. So I want you to think about, who are you putting too much energy into maybe some of the feedback they've been giving you that really isn't helpful and useful? You can ignore it. As RuPaul has famously said, other people's opinions of me are none of my business. Often the worst kind of feedback is feedback that is of a personal nature that really doesn't add any value to the work that you're doing and the impact that you're having. And that's the kind of feedback that I'm talking about here. So not the stuff that makes you feel crappy, because often feedback makes us feel crappy, but the stuff that really adds no value, isn't grounded in facts, and doesn't really come with the spirit of generosity, which I think feedback should, which is about helping you get better. If it's just to undermine or cut you down, I would say ignore it, okay? What do you think? So think about, maybe somebody that you're putting too much stock into their words, and would love to hear your comments on how do you deal with crappy feedback, all right? Thanks everybody. I will see you next week, and if you have a leadership truth for me, send it my way, and be sure to follow us on all of our social channels and catch a leadership truth when it drops each week. Have a great week, everybody.